Welcome to Academy Answers Podcast, a show dedicated to inspiring and providing actionable advice on life, business, happiness, success, and reaching your full potential. Have you ever felt frustrated that life isn't working out the way you expected? Have you been searching for answers without success? You've come to the right place. Each week, we bring you perspectives, ideas, and actionable content. We share with you proven and time-tested step-by-step strategies to help you live the life you deserve and make your dreams a reality. From health to finances to relationships to business, we provide the insights and strategies you need to reach your full potential. So buckle up and plug in, because Academy Answers Podcast is about to take you to a new level of personal success.
Hey guys, how you doing? Happy morning. Welcome to the Academy Answers Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening in. Wherever you're listening from, we appreciate you here. I know there are many choices, and we appreciate the growing number of people who take the time out to come with us to just explore what we believe in, explore the principles that we advocate when it comes on to advocate when it comes on to building a better life, because that's what life is about. We were meant to thrive, not just to survive. As human beings, we were meant to thrive, not just to survive. You know, once I had a project I was working on. A friend of mine had this huge project, hotel project he was working on in St. Lucia, and he wanted me to come down there and help him out with the project. You know, it was a time when I was going through a tough time in business. My nose was so steeped in the grind for 2, 3, 4 years, paying off debt, coming out of debt, trying to build a new business, 2 or 3 new businesses, hustling, going so hard, and I was so pulled into survival that I couldn't even think clearly. And part of what I'm going to talk about is about your clarity of thinking, as the question is, how do I make more money? But I'll get to that. And I was so steeped into everything that was going on to keep afloat. I was just seeing the dollars and cents and how I can get the next dollar, which wasn't a big payoff in that type of business. It was a volume game, so I was trying to get my volumes up to see chunks of cash. And there's an important thing about chunks of cash when you're making money, and that's why so much people never figure out the money game, because money has to get to a certain threshold so you can take that worry and that stress and that keeping up and catching up out of it, so you have a clearer mind and you have more time to scale up, to look at the next level, to step to the next level. So I was in the lower levels of the trough, for want of a better term. I was just nickel and diming, trying to make it happen for me. And the guy said, "Hey, Louie, you know, I have some work out here. Come out here, do this for me. We work out an arrangement, work out these." He says, "Okay, cool, good." And he sent me my ticket, went to the airport, and when I left the counter, a rep called me back, going and say, "Hey, you've been upgraded to first class, and also I'm ushered in, go through board first, relaxed in first class," and the whole thing changed. Everything is upscale. My peanuts are warm, unlimited wine, hot meal, salmon, warm neck pads, better headphones. Everything was premium. And suddenly I started to feel that deep consciousness about who I am and what thriving is about. I feel powerful. I feel achieved. I feel like I am living. I was connected back to an energy that I couldn't explain, because I was out here standing in a space that is not so hectic and small and restrictive and limiting. It feels so liberating to be in that space. And then once I get off the plane, he was there waiting for me, and we took a taxi out to the helicopter pad, and I was on a helicopter going to where I was staying. When I got there, and we had a meeting on the marina, and I got into my suite, it was rain showers, king size bed, jacuzzi. It was awesome. Everything was premium, and that whole weekend experience was premium. And it dawned on me, it bring me back again to the consciousness that until you start to taste flight, until you start to experience the best, you never truly get a feeling inside you that is of a high level. You don't actually get to connect with your true self. You don't get to contribute how you want to contribute. You don't get to live how you want to live. You don't get to do what you want to do. And the thoughts that come to your mind, and the conversations you have, and the experiences you have, stay in a mediocre space. And that mediocre space mushrooms into a mediocre life, mediocre feeling, frustrated, tired, angry, just out of character. And every time you get a small break from it, every time you take a vacation, every time you get a break, every time you go out, every time you get dressed up and walk into the mall or into a restaurant, you feel like this is what I'm meant to do. And because you cannot do it all the time, whenever you're not doing the frustration mounts, and you constantly have that type of life where you grab a little bit of a higher level, and you experience it, and you go right back to the everyday humdrum life, and it push you to a higher point of frustration, because here's something that you want, here's a feeling that you have achieved, that you know you want to sustain, that you know you want to be more frequent, that you want to make a part of your life, but it is elusive because you do not have the freedom, the resources, and the levels to maintain it. And you're seeing it, you're touching it, you smell it, you come close to it, but you cannot really grasp it. And that kills you. Why? Because you haven't gotten to a threshold. You're in a range of living that allow you spurts, honeypots. You can do a vacation, you can change a car, you can upgrade the living room, you can change the kitchen, but you have to stretch so much, you have to do it for such and such a tight space that it really never get to be a real permanent fixture in your life. It really never get to be that way of life for you. And you know it's out there, but you cannot grasp it and sustain it for yourself, and becomes a frustration. So I am here. We do this podcast because we want to explain to people that you can either make that push for that better life into a process and endure and persevere and be willing to do what it takes, or you can be going through the process without a plan. So you effectively are pulled into the process by every means, and you do only what is dictated by the whole system and regime that is set up, that you have accepted, that you have conformed to, that you have made a choice. You pretty much have made a choice that this is it for me, and you're not gonna push, you're not gonna fight, you're not gonna try. And that is type of the worst way to live. Living how you end up. You know, you go to school, you're into engineering, you start to apply to engineering firms, can't get a job, you have a student loan, your parents are getting on your nerves, your friends are getting jobs. Somebody tell you, hey, you know, I know you went to university to do this, but you know, I have a job over here. This is in food services, or this is in healthcare, or this is in construction, or this is in marketing, something totally away from what energizes you or from what's in your field. And you go out there, you take it for the money, and it's not so much that you take it for the money, you accept it, and you start to feel like this is it for you. You close out your mind in terms of what options you have available and what is possible. You close out your mind in terms of fighting for what you want. And now the kick of comfort, the pillow of comfort, the fur and the warmth of comfort and conformity and the fit-in has reached your doorstep and have overwhelmed your house. It's taken over your entire mind, and you start to do everything to protect that. And you put up a facade, you put up a front that you are doing this thing, that you love this thing, that it is okay and it's a great thing and the money is good, but you're living in quiet desperation because you have copped out on yourself. You have given up. You are not willing to endure, because you will nod your head when you hear the stories of the people who have gone through 10 times the struggles that you have gone through, who have started way below where you have started. You nod your head and you say, yeah, that's what it takes. Yes, that's awesome, that's powerful. He has so many disciplines. He's so great, he's so talented. And you accept that for them, but not for yourself. And you elevate their greatness and their talentedness as a cop-out for your inability and your excuses and your, not inability, your unwillingness to become your best self. So you're glorifying all these people because you want to look for a scapegoat to say why they are that successful and you're not, because they are legendary chefs, but you are a legendary stylist. But the only thing that's different is that they do the work to get to legendary. You are legendary in potential, but you'd never actually physically get out there and do it. So until you accept that you too can, that you are a human being and everything else that is out there is accessible to you once it's accessible to another human being. It's just about finding your process, making your plan, and pushing through. Pushing through because it's twiggly and windy, and you will have to regroup, you'll have to reprogram, rechange, restart, do over, lose money, lose time, get frustrated, get broken, feel like a failure, feeling awful. But if you push through, you will get it. You'll have to decide that you will not stop. And it goes to the question of, how do I make more money? Well, the first thing that is going for you, that a lot of people, believe it or not, don't have it going for them. They don't want more money for it on the thought. Like, I'd love to have more, and everybody says they get a pay increase, or they should give me more. I'd love to get a job that pays more per hour. But that's the most they probably will do. They'll go to an interview for more per hour, but they'll never try to find a sustainable way to make more per hour. Listen, the most unproven way to wealth, because I like to talk about wealth because money and riches is so fleeting, and one of the most dangerous thing, one of the most heart-wrenching thing is to have money for a long time It takes you into your older ages, 50, 60, and then everything goes bust, and you still have to be out there on the grind. And now you don't have the energy, you don't have the go around, you don't have the time to build it back. So we talk about wealth because wealth takes care of itself. Wealth is your ability to live X amount of days in the future from the income of your owner sources. Wealth is your ability to live X amount of days in the future based on the income from your owner sources. To make more money, you need to build asset blocks, things that can bring you income. And a lot of times we talk about businesses and making money, and people think that you have to have this huge company and you have to have this product and you have to be this and you have to be that. And all people do is think what they see up front or what they've heard of. They've never dived deep or dig deep to see how other people are making money from all different types of stuff. People have investment portfolios. People have websites. People have e-commerce stores. People have brick and mortar. People have real estate. People have a ton of different things that they're leveraging to bring them income. And people start out at a base and then they leverage, they scale it to get to a higher level of income. And then they work their mechanics. By working their mechanics, I mean they decide whether I'm going to make more money with a dual approach of being a guy who spend less and keep earning more, or being a guy who earns so much that I can still spend more and have a decent standard of living. Some guys make a lot of money and buy jets. Some guy make half that money and don't buy jets. At the end of the year, he's ending up with the same profit as the other guy because he makes $1 million, but his expenses are 600,000. You make $1 million, you make 1.2 million, or you make 6 million, but your expenses is 5.4. You have a different lifestyle, but you have the same money. Doesn't matter the lifestyle, as long as what you're doing is what you want to do. If you like chauffeurs, if you like planes, if you like fancy clothes, then you make the money to do that and to live the way you like. I can't tell people how to live or tell them how to decide how to live. Only thing I have to say on that subject, if you can't afford it, leave it alone. Don't jump your way there. Work your way there. Get to the level where you can do these things from the income, from your assets, instead of doing it from the labor time that you sell to someone to get to these things. Be careful of luxuries when you are selling your time for money. It's a worse way to buy luxuries because every dollar you make on these expensive stuff, high-end stuff, is coming from your own sweat and tears. That is a stupid thing because your sweat and time is finite. Pretty soon it will go out. These things lose value quickly. You have to think like a business person. You have to think about income and liabilities. You have to think about depreciation. You have to think about value for money. And you have to think about how you're going to grow your income. If you're thinking about those things, you cannot waste your time and money on stupid stuff. The golden rule, the golden thing I will tell you about making more money, leveling up your life, and it's the simplest way I can ever put it. In fact, you could name everything I do about money on these two things. And that's it. It's done. You can put many other parts to it, but the base of it is two things: how you spend your time and how you spend your money. Nothing else is a higher determining factor than these two things. If you want to grow, if you want to become a better person, if you want to make more money, you will increase your revenue when you become better at what you do. Mastery cannot be denied. You will increase your revenue when you become better at what you do. Don't try to earn more, try to become more. Because if you become more, you automatically will earn more. So you becoming a better person, a more valuable person, a more capable person brings you to earning more. And if you earn more that way, then you can sustain and scale and grow much faster and easier than any other way. What you do with your time, are you learning? Are you getting around the right people? Are you consuming the right information? Are you doing the right things? Are you working out? Are you exercising? Are you doing your meditation? Are you reading? Are you feeding the mind? Are you buying a course? Are you going to the webinars and seminars? Money. What do you buy? Do you buy books? Do you buy expensive stuff with your money? Are you investing it in yourself? Are you saving it to build your business? Are you trying to build something? Are you trying to create something? Are you polishing up? Are you improving? Are you scaling the things that you now have? You have guys who are making tons of money and they sell courses online, for example, and they have outdated videos, and they would never spend any of the money to improve and to grow the process. You have people who have buildings that has run down to nothing because all the years they've been collecting money from the rent, income from the property, and have spent nothing on maintenance. You have people who have businesses who are just collecting money from the sale of goods, and they're not improving the customer experience by improving the property and the building and the shelves and the systems. They don't want to put anything in. They just want to collect, they just want to take out the money, they just want to keep going, get more money, get more money, get more money, get more money, and nothing else. That's all they want to do. And then what happened down the road? What happened down the road is that they become at a point where the competition have them run around them and run circles around them, or they simply reach to a point of deterioration where it's unsustainable. Tenants are leaving because the building is leaking, parts of the building is falling out, and they say they don't have the money this year, as if the wear and tear happened in 1 year, but you had the money 10 years ago, and all throughout the course of that 10 years. I'm saying that how you spend on your time and money are the major determining factors in whether or not you make more money. So if you want to make more money, start to look at creating something and spending your time and your money improving that creation until you get it to a point where it can scale, and then you scale something else, and then you scale that same thing, or go diversify and spread your wings to other avenues of income. That sounds kind of broad, but that's what gets most people. Most people are expecting me to tell them to buy Tommy Hilfiger stocks or buy Apple stocks or go open an account here and get a credit card and go and open the store on Shopify, and everybody's selling fidget spinners to sell fidget spinners too. That's ridiculous. That mindset will never get you anywhere. Focus on the fundamentals. Success is 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. So create something, spend your time and money improving that something. Have a good day, guys. Always a pleasure. Thank you.